do that. What I'm talking to you guys tonight is having integrity in your business and also customer service in your business. So we're going to be talking about this on a couple different levels. For yourself, for your prospects, both challengers and coaches, and then once you have those people as part of your team. I do try to leave a little bit of time at the end for questions, but I'll just get going. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is having integrity for your own personal journey. So sometimes on social media, we think we need to be this perfect person. And truthfully, you guys, that can lead to you not wanting to admit when you've screwed up. So maybe you had a really horrible eating day, but you don't want anybody to know that. And you post a picture of food every day. So you find a random picture and you make up a post about your nutrition. Or you post about your workout every single day and you ended up just not doing it today. So then you make something up about your workout. We never, ever, ever want you to do that as a coach for a couple of reasons. One, it's important to show the times when you're not perfect and when you screw up because people relate to that. No one is perfect. Everyone has a bad eating day. Everyone skips a workout. Everyone lets life get in the way. And if you don't show that you are that same person, people tend to shy away from you. The second thing is, if someone somehow finds out that you are not this perfect person, like I always think, I live in a very small town. A lot of the people in this town are friends with me, or we're involved in the community with wrestling and things like that. And almost all of those parents know that I'm a health and fitness coach. And if I were to go out on a wrestling tournament day and say like, oh, I packed all my food today and I hit it perfect and I didn't cheat once, and yet I had 5 parents sit in the stands with me when I ate nachos, like think about your integrity and your credibility with those people. If they see it and they know you're lying, they're not going to trust you anymore. And those kind of slip-ups can just happen. So always be true and be who you are. The other part of this is you need to complete and follow a program and drink Shakeology if you're able. There are people who are allergic to Shakeology, can't take it for whatever reasons. And so there's other things you might be doing, like the performance line or checking out different products that Beachbody has. But if you're able to, you really need to be using the products that Beachbody has. That's not to say that you can't do anything else, that you can't participate in other fitness events or do a variety of things. Like that's not saying you could never go to the gym. I do triathlons, and so I end up going to swim a lot at the pool. I run outside, like not following a program a lot. I bike, doing things like that. But at the heart of it, when I am able to, and to be honest, I always follow a program even when I'm triathlon training. But you can follow a program regardless, and you should be following a program from start to finish. If you aren't a believer in our products, and if you aren't showing people the power of what we do and the power of how something can transform you, I don't really think you can accurately convey the power of our products to someone else. So you need to make sure that you are doing those things. I don't recommend trying a program for 2 weeks and hopping to something else, even if it's not your cup of tea. Like I'm going to share a lot of personal stories with you guys during this because a lot of these things are things I've learned myself. But right now I'm doing PiYo, and I'm doing PiYo for a very specific reason. I just had a baby 8 weeks ago. My core is shot. I'm not ready for high impact. As much as I love high impact, as much as I love weights, I want to be successful and I need to rebuild my body from the base. So I do PiYo. PiYo is a program I love to hate. It's so good for my body. I know the power it has. I've already completed PiYo once, and I know what it's done for my body, but it is incredibly difficult for me to complete this program. It's incredibly difficult for me to complete a workout from start to finish. Every single day, my goal is to not break in a workout and give myself an excuse to cop out of it. And I haven't reached that goal yet in 2 weeks, but I'm honest about PiYo. I'm honest about the reasons I'm doing it, and I'm doing it because I know the power of the program and I know how it can help other people. So even though there's days I hate it, even though there's days that I rest for half of it, I still am completing the program. So that's just something that you guys need to have with your integrity as a coach. Let's see. The next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is inviting. And this is referring to you're inviting people to join you in a challenge group, or you're inviting coaches to join your team. The number one thing that you need to do as you get started in a conversation is you always need to ask someone if they are working with a coach. Always, always, always. And if someone says yes, they have a coach, you don't get to say, okay, great. So you can call customer relations or customer service, and if you give them my coach ID number, you can switch right over to me. You don't get to say, well, great, forward me your order confirmation and I'll get you switched under me. You don't get to say, how about you just give me your info and I'll call and get you switched for you. You don't get to do that. And I'm going to give you these disclaimers. Anything I'm telling you tonight, you don't have to do. You can run your business however you want. You do not have to follow my advice. You do not have to follow my suggestions. You can truthfully do whatever you want in this business. It's your business. I don't own your business center. Ariel doesn't own your business center. At the end of the day, we can't tell you what to do in your business. But there are certain things that can get your business canceled. And I really suggest that all of you read the policies and procedures for Beachbody, because you are a business owner and it is important you know the parameters around your business. And you can find that in your back office. Just search for it and it will come up. It's a pretty lengthy document, but I do suggest you have some understanding of it. One of the things that can get your business centered canceled is actively poaching clients. And poaching in the sense of, you know, someone has a coach and you are still taking them under you. There are coaches out there that change customers without their consent. Thankfully, this has never happened to me that I know of. It may have, and I just haven't ran into it yet. But those coaches get reported. They get turned in. Beachbody contacts them. You can get your business canceled. Done. And you could no longer be a coach. I highly doubt any of you are that person, because truthfully, I mean, I feel like Ariel and I run our businesses with integrity. These are things we talk about, and we recruit people with integrity. But you need to know that it is out there and it does happen. And if you run into it, you need to say, oh, you know, that's great that you have a coach. I'm going to encourage you to go work with that coach. Contact them about groups. If there's anything I can help you with or resources, I would be happy to provide it. But this group is for my clients, or whatever it may be. Now, there is a difference between someone who says, yes, I have a coach, but she already ran a group this month and I need something else to be accountable. That's someone you definitely say, no, you need to go back to your coach, keep asking them for help. Versus someone who says, I've never been in contact with my coach. That could be someone that was assigned as a lead, which is why it's very important, if you are Emerald and above and you are getting free customer leads, you are in contact with those people so they know they have a coach and they can reach out to you if they need it. Or versus someone who says, you know, I had a coach 2 years ago and we didn't click. She didn't help me at all, and I'm really looking for someone else. Your first step still is to encourage them and say, you know, I still suggest that you reach out to that coach and reconnect back with them and see if they're willing to help you. If they're not, please contact me again. Or something else, like if someone really gives me a message and says, I don't like my coach, she doesn't help me, she's no longer working the business, or whatever else it might be, I will still say, you know what, I'm going to encourage you from my business and how I run my business to reach back to that coach. But I want to let you know it's always your choice as a customer. And if you feel like you need someone else, let me know and we can talk about your options. Because ultimately it is a customer choice. And this is where you can't get super offended if a customer leaves you. Because sometimes customers do leave you. Their best friend became a coach. Their sister became a coach. I've had people leave me because they feel like someone local is more important to them. I can't get offended by that. I've also had customers leave me because I forgot to contact them for a few months. It was completely my fault. And they did find somebody else that was in contact with them. Now, if it was me, I still would have encouraged someone to go back to their coach, but they found a coach that was like, yep, I'll help you. You need to be my customer. And they switched. And my bad, I wasn't providing good customer service. But what you want to do in your business is you want to treat people how you would hope another coach would treat you. And if you know someone has a coach, you need to send them back to them. Something else that can happen is you can ask people and they say, no, I don't have a coach. And then you get into this conversation. This happens to me a lot, actually. And I will recommend 21 Day Fix because that's just a common program I recommend, especially for people with nutrition issues. And they will say, oh yeah, I have 21 Day Fix. Now that's a red flag for me. So I go back again and say, so you already have 21 Day Fix? Did you purchase this from someone? Did you have a coach that you were working with? Did you talk to someone about the program? Because sometimes you say coach and they don't know what you're talking about. But then once you ask a few more questions and then they'll say, oh yeah, I bought it from my friend Amanda off her website. Well, then Amanda's probably a coach and you need to send them back to them. Or they say, no, I bought it off Amazon, or I bought it off my friend. She doesn't use it anymore, and so she sold it to me for $20. Whatever it may be. Then those people, you can still be their coach. And we are going to talk about that situation a little bit later on. Let's see. And I am going to tell you too, to ask if they are working with a coach early on in your conversation. There is nothing more frustrating than talking to someone for a week and you get your little heart set and your hopes up that they're going to be your 2 Success Club points to get you to Success Club for the month. And then you find out they have a coach. It is crushing. It's crushing and it's draining on your soul. So ask them first because it saves you a lot of heartache in the end. Believe me. Something else, as you are adding to your network, now, some of you guys that are new, you are still adding people that you know fairly well. When you get to the point where I'm at, where I'm either adding people that I have really no clue who they are, I've never met them in person, or they're coming off my like page, things like that. When you are adding to your network, you need to look at the mutual friends because that's how I add people, is we have so many mutual friends in common. If I pull somebody up and they have a couple of coaches on my team as mutual friends, I don't add them. You're mixing into the same pot, and truthfully, that's probably someone that that one of your coaches has already talked to. Something else, there is a coach on our team, in our big team. Her name is Leanne Miser. If you don't follow her, I would. She does a lot on eating healthy. She struggles a lot with emotional eating and weight gain. So if you connect with that, she's a great person to follow and get ideas on how she shares. She's doing the Ultimate Reset right now. So that's another good reason to follow her, is to see more information on that. But she is amazing about referring people back that are mutual friends. In the 2 years I've been a coach, have probably gotten at least 6 messages from her saying, hey, John Smith contacted me and I saw that he's a mutual friend of yours, so I sent him back to you. And she will even send me the message that she sends to them. She gets these information off hooks. Like, she's posted a hook and someone has said, yes, I'd like to participate, or yes, I want to be a part of your free group. And she immediately messages the coach that they're friends with and says, John Smith is looking for help. He wanted to be a part of my clean eating group. I saw your mutual friends, so you might want to connect with him. Like, that's just an outstanding example of integrity. She always sends that person back. And when I see someone on my like page that is like 1 or 2 mutual friends, and I look, and those are coaches within our big team, and as you guys get more familiar with coaches in our team, this will happen to you more. I don't even friend request them. I don't message them. I don't do anything about them. I just kind of leave them alone as I see that they like my like page, because even if Leanne was their only mutual friend with me, I'm assuming Leanne has talked to them. And if she hasn't, well, I'm not going to take that risk. I'm not going to be the one to stir the pot and make sure that Leanne has talked with this customer or not, so that I can then invite them. What I'm hoping is that this person will continue to see the invitations to different things, and they will reach out to Leanne because that's the person they followed first. If they do end up reaching out to me, I send them back to Leanne, or I say, have you talked to this person, or whatever it may be. So just run your business with that kind of integrity, because then your teammates and the coaches below you will start to do that too. Same with prospects. If someone wants to join your team and they have mentioned that they've talked to somebody else, you need to send them back. People do always have the choice, and sometimes they connect better with someone else. And if that happens, then that's fine. But especially if you are in like a same coaching event, because sometimes we have done like a large group with our big, huge upline. And I have a particularly unique story with my financial situation and how I became a coach. I will have a lot of coaches or prospects from those events message me or friend request me or do different things like that. I don't then pursue them as a coach prospect because I'm assuming that someone else invited them into that coaching event. And that's not my place to then go after them. We share things together as a team. So I share my story with the whole entire team to use. I have no problem with that. And I'm not going to take someone that somebody else invited to an event just because they connected better to my story. We are all a big team. We all work together and it works out well that way. You're usually not missing out on not getting that coach prospect. So now you have these customers or coaches, and you need to continue to provide them the integrity and customer service that you would expect. So you never, ever, ever hide a fee from a customer or a coach. You never not tell them that their Shakeology will ship every single month. You never not tell a coach that they'll have a $15.95 website fee. Never, ever do that because people will not trust you. I will be very honest, I forget to tell people all the time about the club membership fee. And so the minute they message me about it, I apologize because I genuinely did forget, and I tell them, you can cancel it right away if you need to. You can cancel it today and they'll give you all your money back. I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you about that. But I always make sure my customers know that their Shakeology is going to ship every single month. And in fact, every Monday, I go through my customer orders, and anyone that is due to ship the next week, I send them a message and let them know. Now, I don't lead with canceling their Shakeology because I don't necessarily want them to cancel their Shakeology. But I do let them know, I say when their Shakeology is going to ship. So if they need to change the flavor or anything else at this time, this is a great time to do it. And sometimes people come back and say, you know, I have an extra month supply, and so I don't need it to come next month. Can I cancel it? And I always say, yeah, you can cancel it, but you can also pause it. You can pause it 1, 2, or 3 months. So I always let people have that option because then maybe they'll still stay on Shakeology. Or if someone says, I really can't afford it, I need to cancel it, I give them the information to cancel because you do want it to be hassle-free. You do want it to be something that they can come back to easily if they want to. You don't want them to say, you know, canceling Shakeology was such a pain in the butt. I had to call 17 times. No one would give me a straight answer. I never knew it was going to ship again. I am definitely not going to use that product again, even though I loved it. Don't let that happen. I have a lot of people that come back to Shakeology, that they take a couple months off for financial reasons or they get backed up, and then they come back to Shakeology. So if you treat someone right, they're going to come back to you. And that's also a great time to offer the coaching discount for someone to sign up as a discount coach. So that's another reason why it's important to check in with them and let them know when their Shakeology is going to ship again. Someone comes to you and they are unhappy. You need to let them know that there is a money back guarantee and that they can cancel their product. As much as it stinks, you get that commission taken back. You lose that volume if it's happened within those 30 days. As hard as that can be to swallow, if someone's unhappy, they have the right to get their money back. That's something that we've built our company on, and you need to make sure they know that. And honestly, I ask and say, what happened? Why are you not liking it? Is there anything I can help you with? And if it's something that I can resolve on my end, I do. You want to provide that good customer service experience. Something else that you need to think about is, does somebody really need to buy something? So if someone's coming to you for help, you need to ask those questions and you need to figure out if they really do need to buy something. If they can't afford it, or if there's something else going on in their life where they don't need to buy a program or Shakeology, you don't want to suggest that. Invite them to a free 5-day group. Invite them to get the Shakeology 7-day sampler. Invite them to just use MyFitnessPal and log their nutrition for a couple of days, and you can help them with that. Invite them to just get out and start moving. Our company is not right for everyone. Just like Shakeology is not right for everyone. Pre-workout, I use E&E and Energize. It's not right for everyone. So I can't suggest that in good conscience to all people. So you really need to be talking, asking questions, figuring out what people need, and appropriately giving them recommendations for that. Yes, this is a business. Yes, for me, this is something that I am trying to build it to be my full-time job and sustain my family. Yeah, it hurts when someone doesn't end up needing or wanting to buy from me. But those things are going to come back around for me. And if I go into everything not expecting anyone to buy something from me and just expecting to help them, then I don't have to worry about the income. Those months when it turns into me that, oh my gosh, I need to make a sale, I need to make a sale, I need to make a sale, those are much, much harder months for me because my mentality has shifted and I'm not focusing so much on helping. I'm focusing more on someone buying a product. And I try to catch that early, I try to switch it, and I try to go back to helping, and I have much more successful months. Also, make sure you're offering the appropriate program. So if you had someone like me that said, I just had a baby, I haven't really been doing much, I have a really weak core, I don't have any weights at home and no equipment, you should not be recommending hammer and chisel to me, right? Like that would not be an appropriate program. I would probably kill myself. I would do 3 days of the program, quit, never talk to you again, cancel Shakeology, tell everybody how that Kara only wants to sell me some hard program that she made a lot of money on and she didn't listen to me at all and I can't do it and I'm going to sell it at a garage sale for $60. Don't be that person. Really listen to them, find the appropriate program. You don't have to have done every single Beachbody program to recommend something to someone. If you're not sure, post it in the team page. Say, I'm talking to someone, this is what she is telling me, what program would you recommend? Or go in your Coach Online office, go under the marketing tools section, and you have information on every single product in there. You can also go into the video library on your Coach Online office and you can look at a quick video of every single product. You can also do that on YouTube if you have difficulty finding it. So make sure you're finding the appropriate program that meets their needs. Don't set out to kill someone because then they're not going to be your lifer. And that's what you are building here is lifers. You want people that are using Beachbody programs for you with life, for life. Let's see. So the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, and sometimes this is the toughest. These are the people that bought their program from Amazon, from a garage sale. They burned it off of their friend's DVDs and they have it on a flash drive. They bought Shakeology off eBay. You have to decide whether you want to have those people in your groups. This is completely an individual business decision, and I'm not going to tell you that there's a right or a wrong way. I have gone back and forth with this over the time that I've been a coach. When I first started out, anybody that had a program, as long as they did not have a coach, I let them join my challenge group. Then as I got a little more settled into my business, I had made it some groups that were restricted to my clients only. But I'm going to tell you, okay, Archer, shh, monsters are coming. But I'm going to tell you that I always had a twinge, and you can see, everyone is right there. This is the important part of my training. You're ruining it. Anyway, I always had this twinge in my consciousness about, am I doing the right thing? Because this is someone that's genuinely asking me for help or that I am reaching out to and I feel like I can fulfill a need. And they're telling me they bought a program off Amazon. And then I'm saying, okay, that's great. Well, you can't be in my group. It's for my clients only. And I have to be honest and tell you that just in February, someone that has signed up for a free Beachbody membership with me, she is someone who I have invited to challenge groups for over a year now. She has participated in some. She has bought 2 different programs, and each time she's bought them from Amazon. And this last time in February, I was so frustrated because she is literally signed up to be a customer. If she goes to Beachbody and orders, it goes directly through me. She's already signed up with the membership. So in February, I said, okay, yeah, you didn't buy it from Beachbody. So I'm willing to check in with you every single week, but I'm not going to let you in my group. And it weighed on me. And I have had her on my mind for 2 months. So I actually just messaged her today and I said, I owe you an apology because I understand why you got your program from where you did. And I want you to understand that sometimes as a coach, I become frustrated because this is a business for me. And this is something that I'm trying to sustain my family for. But my mission for my business is to make sure that moms feel healthy and confident in their skin again. And I let my business perspective get in the way of helping you with my mission. And so I'm sorry for that. I have a group on April 25th. I would really like you to join, and I hope you will take me up on that offer. She immediately messaged me back and said, I absolutely would like to join my group. This is someone who's ignored my messages for the past 2 months because I had followed up with her and said, hey, did you still want to check in with me every single week? Was that something you wanted to do? And she ignored it. But when I sent her that apology today, she immediately messaged me back and said, I want to be a part of your group. You are my go-to coach. Absolutely. You're fine. Thanks for inviting me. And I just feel better about that. No one wants to hear you hi-ya. So you guys have to decide whether you want to allow people in your group or not that are not your clients. And I'm not going to tell you it's right or wrong. But you do have to remember at the end of the day that we are here to help people. And I will tell you, before I ever had a coach or became a coach, I bought Insanity off Amazon, used. I then got a burned copy of T25, which it took me a long time to admit that to Ariel because I was kind of ashamed when I signed up as a coach because I had said, oh yeah, I'm going to do T25 after baby. And Ariel reached out to me and was like, well, hey, if you want to get it, like, here's my website, you can order it from me. And I'm like, yeah, I already have the burned copy. Like, I didn't want to admit it. And then I signed up as a coach. There are lots of stories of coaches out there who have done that. Coaches who participated in free groups or their coach allowed them in their challenge group for months for free. And then they have become coaches. And a lot of them are darn successful coaches. So you do have to decide. I'm not telling you it's right or wrong. But we are here to help everyone. And the motto for this year is everyone matters. So I'm just going to tell you to think about it. Maybe you offer those people a free accountability group. Maybe you do check in with them weekly, whatever it may be. But don't turn someone away completely from helping them just because they didn't purchase something from you. So that was my powerful message, interrupted a million times by Archer. He's such a killjoy sometimes. But we do have a few minutes. Does anybody have any questions? It can be about this topic. It can be about anything that's been burning you this week, whatever you want. And I'm a teacher by trade, you guys. I know how to wait you out. And if you don't know how to unmute yourself, you can also wave your hand and I can unmute you. Okay, I'm not going to show you guys Graham's face unless we have a question. It's just not going to happen. He's pretty cute too.
I'm going to say something, but anybody interrupt me if you have a question. I think that this topic is so incredibly important for your business, for just your personal peace of mind. And, you know, like Kara has said, you have to decide for yourself how you're going to run your business, because everything that we give you guys and we tell you and we kind of share our personal experience with you, you ultimately get to decide how it is that you're going to run your business. My upline coach, I don't do everything like her, but there are pieces that I do take from her. And you have to find what's kind of right and what feels good for yourself. And just run your business the way that you would want to be treated. And hopefully each of you have had that experience as a coach and as a client, that you felt that sense of, you know, welcome and appreciation, but also that it's a safe place for you. And so think about that when you're talking to brand new people or talking to current clients and coaches.
And I'm also going to tell you guys too that we have all screwed up, and we have had someone order that had a coach. And we didn't know that they had a coach until it's like, hey, did you order? And they're like, yeah, I ordered. I logged into my account and ordered. When someone orders and you don't get the order confirmation, that's a good sign they were signed up under somebody else. Sometimes they don't even know. Sometimes it was someone from years ago. Or sometimes you just gave their coach more commission, because truthfully, when someone signs up and was like, well, yeah, I ordered it from my coach, Michelle, who I order everything from, and I've never mentioned her name to you until this very time you're asking me about my order. You just worked darn hard for a sell for Michelle, and you just have to swallow it and take it, because it will probably happen to you too. Anything else? We have 5 minutes.
I actually have a quick question. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm still so new with all of this, and I'm only on day 2 of my training, and I was just, this is not on topic for what we were talking about today, which thank you for all of these ideas and just all of this during the phone call today. But as far as kind of, on Facebook announcing that I've become a coach, that kind of thing, what was your guys' experience for moving into that, as far as, announcing it to friends, family, whoever? Did you guys just do Facebook? Did you guys take any other approaches, or how do you feel would be best to go about that?
I will share my experience. I signed up on March 13th at like 4 p.m, and by 7 o'clock that night, I posted it on Facebook. And I was literally that coach that posted the link of her website, which I will ask you all never to do, never to post your link. But I do think it's so important to be proud of the fact that you are a coach that's going to work your business, whether you're a coach that you've been for a while and now you're deciding to work your business, or that you've just signed up. That I think you have to be able to be proud of that and share that with people. And there's so many people who end up buying something and then they're like, oh, I didn't realize you were coaching, or I didn't realize this is how that worked. So I think you have to be proactive and start being proud and share that. And I think that there is a very classy way of doing that. And just like Kara has talked about, holding this integrity piece in mind of being able to share your experience. I think sharing a progress photo or sharing a piece of your workout and just kind of saying exactly what your hope is for your business. My hope is to relate to moms who are busy. My hope is to be able to help people see that they can work out in a short period of time and still get great results. My hope is to help people find workouts that are more accessible to them and nutritional plans that are easy to follow and less complicated. Whatever's kind of worked for you, use that as your story. And that's what we're going to tell you time and time again, is to use something for yourself that you've experienced and share that with the world. But never be afraid to say that you are a coach and let people know. But then, like if you choose not to do that, then how are people going to know? They're going to see your posts. They're going to see you talking about your workouts and things like that. But then they're going to just go to beachbody.com and then you end up finding out that they've already bought something and you can't get that commission. So.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, I think you definitely kind of what Ariel was saying with what your hope is as a coach. Why did you become a coach? And those are the things that you want to share. And for me, when I started out, Archer, who was crashing our call, I signed up as a coach when he was 4 weeks old. And I instantly messaged Ariel and I was like, so I want to hold a challenge group in 2 weeks when I'm released to work out again. Do you think that will work? Not knowing any of the logistics. And bless Ariel's heart, because she did not shoot me down and tell me my idea was crazy. She just literally said, it takes 7 to 10 days for people to get their product. So as long as you feel like they can meet that deadline, go for it. And I just put it out there and said, in 2 weeks, I am starting to get my body back. I want to get back into shape. Who wants to join me? And I went from there. And I had huge hits off of that. And I even think I said something like, A post I still use to this day is, I'm looking for people that want to lose 10 to 15 pounds with me. Who's in? Something along those lines, and got a huge response on that. Not everyone converted to a client, but it planted a lot of seeds. But I think if you want to announce that you're a coach, definitely think about your why and what you do want to do in this business, and craft a very vulnerable, open, not salesy, not pitched post around that. Just speak from your heart and have a picture of you and share it, and people will respond to that.
Okay.
And we are going to cut off in a little less than a minute. So if it gets cut off, no worries. But any other questions? All right. We will have this recording. I have to upload it to YouTube. I'm going out of town tomorrow for 4 days. It usually takes me a while to get to these things anyway, to be honest. So we will have the recording for reference. Just be patient. And I hope you guys have a great day. Graham is 8 weeks old tomorrow. He's a little mad because he's hungry and it's bedtime.